I think it was around, I was about 5 or 6 years old, in this story, and I was in my bed. We were lived in a house that was, it was kind of a nice little country home. It was a little short, a little tight rooms and whatnot, but it seemed okay. And, I had a room, and I was always kinda scared to go in there. And every time I was in there, and then in daytime it was fine. I'd play Final Fantasy VIII or Oddworld, and me and my brother Damien would just for hours talk about Pokemon. We had our dual discs and everything. It was quite a time. But I would always stare at the corner of that room, and I didn't see anything. There was nothing to see, but I was attracted to that one place. And every time I looked over there, I felt like someone was watching me. And it wasn't nice either, especially when it came at night, or at least in the late afternoon, where it would just be kind of this tension in this room, to where if it had a sound of the way it was looking at me, it would be like, boom, boom, boom. That's the only way I can describe it if it was auditory. I just kind of had that feeling, and that'd just be the vibrations I would hear in my ear every time I look over there. Boom, boom, boom. And it's just so intense, and it would get hot in there for some reason. Some days really cold, but most days really hot. And yeah, there was one night I was in the top bunk. He was in the bottom, and I'm looking at the corner, and I think I'm trying to make out, like, I assumed it was my eyes. Like, if you stare in the darkness long enough, your eyes can kind of manifest this, like, something from the air that kind of looks like it's coming after you, like, something like that. And I would always do that, and, that's what I assumed I was doing, but I was always freaked out, because I just kept on staring at that corner of the room. Then one day, Damien just freaked the hell out in the middle of the night, just screaming, "Who are you? Get out of here!" And he's just like going absolutely apeshit. And he's like screaming and crying. It's like, "Who are you? What are you doing in this house?" And he yells for Mom. He's like, "Mom! Mom!" And she's like, "What?" She's like, "I gotta get CJ out of here right now." So he grabs me from the top bunk as I'm trying to sleep. I'm like, "I don't want to get up. What are you doing?" And he's just dragging me down. There was this metal ladder, and I had to. He was like, "Get off the ladder! Get off the ladder! Get off the ladder right now! We gotta get out of here!" I'm like, I knew I was probably gonna fall, and so I just kind of got down the ladder, and I was wondering what the hell he was freaking out about. Then he drags me out of the room, and I don't know what the hell's going on. He's freaking me out, but the corner has this like intensity that's at its maximum. Just again, whoom, 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 whoom. And I keep staring at the corner. It's the darkest part of the room for some reason, and I think I see somebody, but I'm too busy being like dragged on the floor and all that, like. And I look at the corner, intensity and all that shit, and I'm out of the room, and then he closes the door, and then he starts bawling into tears, crying. He's like trying to explain the situation, but my mom thought he was absolutely crazy, and so they looked in the room, and even my mom was like, "I don't like the feel of this room." So it was one of those days where he came over from the southern part of Kentucky up, and he didn't stay long after that, and he went back down about a week or so later. But he would never sleep in that room, and some days he will, some days he won't. But he would say, "I don't like that room." Even during the day when he could play like Final Fantasy VIII in there, he would just tell me, "You can stay in here. I'm not going to be in this room." And he would always mess with me, but this time he was like emotionally distraught. There was a time where he would be playing dead on the ground, and I'm like, "Damien, Damien, 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 hey, Damien, hey." And he played dead like a... he was really good at playing dead. He didn't budge. I kicked him. "Damien, Damien. And every time I did kind of hurt him, because I was trying to make sure he was alive, he would just go, just kind of grunt at me. And I think the the last thing I tried to do was, I was a little kid, so I thought, maybe if I spit on him or something. And he got up immediately, and he didn't like that. He wanted to kick my ass, but he just marched out of the room before he ever got a chance to do so. But anyway, normally he would mess with me with stuff like that. He would do some weird, like, he drew 2 Pokemon on a few pieces of paper, looked at me, and we interlocked eyes, and he looked at me really serious, took the 2 pieces of paper and went together like they're battling. And I don't know why he did it, but he did it. And yeah, that was probably the first time in a long time that I've ever seen him so emotionally distraught, especially for that room, and it's never stopped. The intensity never let down. And yeah, I don't remember too much of the history of the guy who used to be there, but he was a very violent person.